We're gonna start the podcast. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
Shea Patterson, famous crafty person. Tell me, what are you working on right now? Is it true that Christian Bale kicked you off the set?
Oh yeah.
For trying to give him a coffee in the middle of a take.
I did. I gave him a coffee in the middle of the take.
Please speak into the microphone.
I gave him a coffee in the middle of the take, and he yelled at me. It was terrible. It was atrocious.
Okay, and does Quentin Tarantino know? Or wait, I'm fucking up my bits. Does Quentin Tarantino demand you hand feed him grapes?
Yes,
or do you feed it to him out of your own free will?
I always feed Quentin Tarantino grapes.
Please speak into the microphone.
I hand feed him the grapes personally.
And what is your plan of attack for the next James Bond film? Mini donuts or a fruit bowl or maybe...
Definitely fruit bowl. I want everyone to have coronavirus.
Okay. I heard James Bond really likes mini wagon wheels.
Yes, he loves them. He's Daniel Craig loves mini wagon wheels. It's his favorite thing. It's his favorite thing.
And what are you working on currently in the crafty world? What's new in the crafty world?
So many fruit bowls are coming. We're doing our artistic edible arrangement fruit bowls. They're going to be really fancy. You're going to have to touch every piece of fruit.
Please speak into the microphone.
You're going to have to touch every single piece of fruit to be able to. This mic's working. You're going to have to touch every piece of fruit.
My arms are getting
to get
tired
the one piece of fruit. So you instantly Rona the whole fucking edible arrangement.
Okay.
It's gonna be terrible.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, I think we got the shot. Thank you for your time, Mr. Patterson.
This is your worst day yet.
That was funny. But it was also still your worst bit yet. I felt slightly harassed by your fisheye lens.
You like the
Was it a separate mic into like another recorder? I was like, this mic's not working. I don't hear it. I'm screaming into this mic.
It is working.
Oh wow.
I got it plugged into this boy. It's a little mini tiny version of these mics.
Oh wow. Look at that.
Yeah, and you can see it's in the shot.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, let's move on.
Did you record that on that camera?
No, I recorded it on this boy.
Oh, but like did you record the video on that camera?
Fuck yeah.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be terrible. I was like, how is this being seen? And it's like right in my face.
Anyway, welcome everybody to the show. This is basically a continuation of our last video which was titled Terrible Blackmagic Rigs Ranked. We spent a bunch of time ranking a bunch of terrible Blackmagic rigs.
This is true.
All sourced from the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera user group. And then, it was a lot of fun. And it got an incredible reaction.
Yeah, it was good. People were happy with it.
Totally.
Generally speaking, like there was a lot of good feedback actually. People were down.
I would say it was about it was like 95% good, and then there was the 5% of people that were really really angry that we were making fun of.
Yeah,
but we weren't making fun of Blackmagic rigs. We were just making fun of the terribleness of
certain rigs.
rigs.
Yeah. No, totally. I overall though, I was genuinely surprised. I thought it would perform terribly. I thought people would be very angry.
No, I was pleasantly surprised. Today on the show, we've got we're gonna be ranking viewer submitted rigs in a little game called Shoot or Boot. We got an interview from the Terrible Blackmagic Rigs god Alexandru Don. If you guys remember him, we made fun of him pretty hard, but he
was down.
He was super down as soon as he saw it. He messaged me, and we got him on the show. So we got an interview, and then I also played a little game with Alexandru Don, which was really great. So you're gonna really enjoy that. And then we also have Shae Paterson here to continue on the fun, the founder of Terrible Blackmagic Rigs, famous crafty person of Hollywood and beyond.
My dreams of crafty and have continued on through my professional career. I'm so glad to be able to provide crafty.
Right, you're gonna have a lot of educational things to say about Welch's fruit snacks on this episode.
Yeah, LaCroix and Welch's fruit snacks. Fuck.
I should have recorded a LaCroix bit into that.
You just should have sprayed me with LaCroix.
Yeah, that would have been way better than
something ridiculous. And I would just be like sopping wet in LaCroix
for the next hour. All right, so let's get into it. So right now last week. I'm just reading from my notes. I'm still terrible at this.
All good. Everyone's terrible at something.
That's true, but it's usually not the thing that they intend to do.
Yes.
So basically, after the last episode, everybody really enjoyed it. We got a lot of insane feedback, and we got a bunch of people asking to rate their rigs. So we had people submit rigs. A bunch of people submitted their rigs, and now we're going to play this game called Shoot or Boot. It's essentially smash or pass. So if a smash is a shoot, a pass is a boot, and basically we are going to rank it. Would we shoot on this rig? Yes or no? Basically, yeah. That's
so
it.
it's more black and white. It's like
yeah, exactly. And the point of this is the reason why I switched up the game is because all the rigs that were sent were fantastic. Well, maybe not all fantastic, but
they were like decent.
They were all
they weren't atrocious.
No, I mean they were all perfectly functional.
Yeah.
All the rigs are perfectly functional. They're all actually technically shoots, but I feel like if we did like a tier system, it would
just all lump in one. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So my goal with this is to get extra nitpicky with the rigs because they are a lot better than the rigs that we showed in the last one. Gonna get a little more critical than last time. And yeah, that's it. My personal criteria is that it's a shoot if I wouldn't change anything. Basically, I'm gonna pretend like I'm working on the shoot,
and they just
some
plop
AC,
this in.
Yeah, an AC built it for me. They're giving it to me, and I have no feedback on it, or
you just shoot it with it,
or little enough feedback where I could just shoot on it without any problems.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's reasonable. Yeah, and then boot is it's no bueno.
Boot is no bueno, but again, they're all perfectly shootable, so don't feel too sad if we make yours a boot. First of all, before we get into the game, there's one little album that I forgot to cover on the last one that I wanted to show. It doesn't really have anything to do with this episode. Oh, this is the wrong link.
Woo!
Okay, fuck it.
Cut it out.
Let's just
let's jump ahead.
Wait a second. No, let's just cut this part out. I'm gonna actually find it. It's. I want to show.
It's worthwhile. Okay. If you want.
Or you could just try and be entertaining or something.
I'm not entertaining at all.
Do your best. What's the most entertaining thing you could say right now?
I'm morbidly depressed. Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah. No, you're supposed to cheer after that. Yeah.
I wanted to do a sad trumpet, but sad trumpet didn't work. All right, so here we go. We got this little album.
Oh my god,
just a little,
this is good.
A fresh little cringe just to start the episode off. This is just a collection of sensors that I collected off of various Blackmagic pages.
With various issues.
Yeah, I don't remember what the captions were specifically on these, but
a lot of them were probably involving like some sort of black fungus or something like that. Because there's an IR piece of glass.
Why does it get so fungusy? Why is there such a problem with Blackmagic cameras and their
I mean, they're cheaply made. They're cheaply made, and I think the problem is there is a glass element. Like there's I think it's either an IR reduction or something like that. I can't remember specifically what it's for, but there's a glass element in front of the sensor before the lens even is there.
This is what happens. We got this first one. It looks like a pool. It's very refreshing.
Yeah, it's like looking at clouds. What do you see in the Blackmagic sensor, Michael? I see a goat in that one.
I see my future. Yeah. the future of my career. This one looks good.
That's some specs. That's some black mold there.
That's actually a hot tip about sensors. Generally, it's actually better if you're sick on set. Because when you're changing lenses, you can open mouth sneeze right into the camera, and you don't have to go like clean it all the time.
Yeah, totally.
It just cleans itself.
It's just naturally cleansing.
This one, so egregious. Can you believe it?
Oh my god.
And then this one.
Ooh, baby. That one feels like some like 90s sci-fi art. I like it.
What the hell happened to the sensor though? I have this problem with sensor filter.
It's the filter. You can replace the filter for all these people struggling with their damage.
Well, there you go. It's not too bad. And then you called this
the fungus screen is my favorite.
This is a quarter black fungus.
No, that was Barry from Toronto. He made that comment. He called it a Tiffin half black fungus, referring to some filter lingo there because that one's pretty gnarly. But the guy's in a tropical environment, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's very humid,
He looks aged and wise.
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't do this on purpose. Sorry, not that aged. I'm sure he's a smart guy. Anyway, let's just jump into this game. I'm so excited to get this done. You guys submitted a bunch of awesome rigs. So let's fucking just check them out.
Do it. I like the yellow background.
Thank you. Boom. Shoot.
Wow.
Or
production value elevated.
It's completely elevated. The last one I just Google searched a tier list. I figured 2,000 viewers last time compared to my usual. I gotta up it like a little bit. frankly, I spent probably the same amount of time procuring this as I did Googling the other one. All right, let's just jump in. So the first one, and we're going basically in alphabetical order.
Great.
So we got multiple ones from multiple people. So this one's from Anil O. I've omitted all the last names. Anil O. Initial thoughts. I want to try and make this kind of quick, but we can pick through it.
Yeah.
My initial thoughts are boot.
I'm a boot on that one.
And
I don't like the battery on the gimbal portion. I understand what they're doing there. They're probably trying to, because a lot of people put weights on the other side because of whatever, something with the camera. But it's just, you change the battery and it'll be different weight, even if it's the same battery.
Yeah.
And then the media is under the lens. I'm a huge no bueno for this one. I'm sorry, my friend.
I'm genuinely not too offended by this stuff. I know it looks janky. I probably wouldn't want it that way, but there's not a lot of good ways to rig up this Weeble.
Yeah,
I'm more offended about the fact that you kind of have to hold it up high. Like you'd have to hold it at chest level to see that monitor, and you got to hold it out.
Yeah.
Like you got to hold it out like this. Your arms are going to get tired. I feel like that's the reason why it's a boot for me. So I think we're agreed. This is a boot.
Sorry.
We got our first boot. I'm so sorry, Neil. Oh, I was putting on the wrong side.
Wrong side. Boot.
Sorry. Psych.
Psych. We ruined your day.
This is same guy. We can skip a couple of these because I got a bunch of them.
Yeah,
this is the same one. I think we're going to skip this one. I'm sorry, Neil, because we kind of rated another one of your rig. But we do have another thing that you posted that I really want to talk about. That's not really a rig. But it's something that I think is worth talking about.
100%. This, honestly, I mean...
Did you see this?
I did see this, yeah. It looks like they did a good job of constructing it, so I'm not entirely opposed to it, actually. Like, I mean, if you can't afford getting a real one or you can't find one, like, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And just to clarify, we're not taking any of the... People made comments along with their photos and everything, which explained it a little better. I'm not taking that into account.
All these are out of context,
It's completely... I'm just doing the photos purely... I'll say what I remember. I remember specifically he said he was going to make this out of plastic later.
Yeah, this was like a prototype.
Yeah, and this to me, I think a lot of people would see this and they'd be like, what is like a cracker box that you're going to put on your camera? That's a bunch of garbage. But like plenty of people do it on set where they make their own shrouds out of
100%. You just want to wrap some
corrugated plastic.
Totally.
Yeah.
You just want to wrap some black tape around that, and that's not the end of the world.
No, totally.
And it sounds like it's a prototype too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm actually going to make one of these for my own focus rig. I'm going to make a big snoot. I've seen guys do that on like union rigs where it's basically like a really long shroud, but it doesn't have the lens in it. It would just be like
right to your eyes.
Fitted to your eyes.
Yeah.
It would look kind of futuristic and goofy, but
I mean, it's a good way for a focus puller to prevent people from looking at your monitor and all that jazz. So I think that's a shoot.
This is 100% a shoot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and hit that way more this time because I didn't last time. Good job,
there we go.
Neil.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? Before we get too far into this, I want to show we have some videos.
Oh.
Because there's a few people that submitted videos, and I didn't want to exclude them, even though it was kind of a bitch to procure these as well. As you see, I had to screen record.
Oh, yeah.
I had to screen record this, so there's like a double bar there, but let's just ignore the jankiness of myself and try and...
Focus on the jankiest of this.
Yeah, exactly. Or lack of.
That's actually not bad. That's one of the better like placements for the whole fizz operation. But again, like there's something to be said about shooting with one hand on the top handle and then one hand on the lens.
This is I really like it because a lot of Blackmagic rigs, they'll leave the monitor on the back open, and so they'll mount the battery somewhere weird to leave the monitor on the back open, even if they have another monitor. And I appreciate that he thought about it. He put a joint on there so that you can actually access the back when you need to do settings.
Totally.
The thing I don't like about this rig, and it's usually the same thing with all like electronic follow focuses on cameras, is like
just pull off the lens.
Yeah. Think about how you're gonna hold it. You're gonna hold it like let me use my shitty rig. Let's pretend that there's not a microphone on the front of this and a useless flash. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
He's got his handle on the top here.
Yeah.
Right? Where's your left hand gonna go? It's not gonna go here.
No.
It's not gonna go under the camera. It's gonna go on the lens anyway.
Totally.
Like that. That's the best way to support the camera. So
then you can zoom, you can focus. That's janky as fuck. I mean, like on the scale of follow focus wireless, useless follow focus wireless positions. That's one of the better ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people put them in these stupid arbitrary positions that make no sense. But still, it's like, yeah, you're going to want to support that camera with another hand. Why not put it on the lens? Like, that's just a good way of shooting.
I think that's really, I don't see how else you would shoot with this. You'd have to put your hand on the lens because there's nowhere on the side there to put it realistically. I mean, it could be on the tripod, but then why do you want the focus up there? You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's clearly a handheld rig. So for me, actually, I still think it's a shoot.
It's still a shoot, yeah.
I still think it's a shoot, but it's not quite
because
where it
honestly,
could be.
the thing, like, I would just pop off the motor and then shoot with it.
Yeah. All right.
Like you wouldn't be taking anything off. You just take the motor out of the gear and then shoot it that way.
Gweel. I'm sorry, I don't know how say your name, but you gotta shoot.
Woo.
That's a shoot.
That's a shoot.
Baby.
There we go.
All right, this one. I looked at this one already. I have opinions on it. This one's from Harris D. So let's start the video.
There's a lot of
over.
stuff going on here.
There is a lot of stuff. I'll give you my take right away. So he's got this. Let's just break it down a little bit first. He's got this matte box. Kitty baby, are you joining? Kitty, what do you think of these rigs? You're gonna spill that tea. Oh, good. Now you're gonna. I'm sorry, Kitty. All right. So Zoom H6 on the top.
Yeah.
We got this monitor. Looks like a free world monitor on the left.
Yeah.
He's got one of those battery boys with the SSD slot. Yeah. It looks like there's another USB battery on the bottom.
Yeah,
and then he also has a nucleus N, and then these looks like he's planning on attaching handles to that for later. So, and he's got some what is that? Rokinon lenses,
yeah.
And then he's got the tilt-a-mat box screwed on. For me, this is a boot.
Yeah, it's a boot. It's there's too much stuff on there. It's a little clunky.
I'll specifically why I think it's a boot. First of all, we're having the same problem as the last one where I feel like this follow focus is unnecessary. Just based on, I mean, I guess if this is the thing, if he's shoulder rigging it with these two boys, then he would need the follow focus near his hands, so it's kind of useless where it is.
And the problem is with the N, you don't have the tilt nucleus M. You have the handles.
Yeah.
So
it makes a bit more sense.
Makes more sense.
If you were to take this and mount it on the handles, I think personally it would be a shoot. Because then you could take this, you could take the H6 right here that's on the top of the camera. It's in the way of the top handle, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not too bad, actually. But you could mount it on the side where the nucleus N is.
Yeah.
And then these, I think the idea of mounting lavs to your matte box sucks.
Yeah, that's not, No, as
I think it's bad.
as anyone, I mean, especially as an AC,
it's just, if you want to change lenses, then you got your whole audio setup might be compromised. There's a bit of too much going on. So I would take that H6, put it where the follow focus is. I would try and mount these
or on the back
top.
behind the monitor, have some sort of
Could be
fold down situation. That would just be better in my opinion. And and put the lavs there too.
Exactly. Put the lavs where the H6 is currently, or somewhere near where the tilt is. And then this battery here needs to be secured in some better way. I was thinking at first, I was like, maybe it's a tripod only rig. But he mentioned having the handles on there. He's got the side grip on there. He's got a wireless follow focus. So it's like,
if it was a tripod only rig, it would be more acceptable, honestly. But
I think it would be a shoot if it was a tripod only rig. But I think given the circumstances, also this matte box here, he's got a screw-on filter in there. And I know I've seen it. I saw a ton of people criticizing us about our opinions on matte boxes.
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah.
But if you're not going to be putting a filter in the matte box and you're not lighting anything, like you're using mostly natural light, I'm just assuming he's not lighting anything in this. I actually don't know. But the fact is, like, these don't really do a whole lot, especially the way it's configured. Doesn't do a whole lot to block light, and he's got a circular filter in there that's threaded, so he might as well just take the
kind of a pain.
Off.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and this is the thing. And I think another thing people don't really realize is that if you're working for a DP or something like that and you have unnecessary shit on your rig, they'll always tell you to take it off. Like, you don't need, like, if you're going to like a car rig or something, they're going to tell you to take shit off.
Just take all the stuff,
Even if it's like slightly easier to keep it on, you can be like, oh, it's not going to fall off, whatever. They'll be like, take it off. We don't need it. And that's kind of the mantra and mentality I try and live by, because it just makes the rig
simplicity,
cleaner.
Constant simplicity.
Exactly. So
maybe they're planning on using filters. Part of the problem with the Blackmagic Pocket camera is it doesn't have internal NDs. So maybe they're throwing some NDs in there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's more reasonable.
I think, given everything, mostly considering this battery, the focus, and the audio, I think I would give this a boot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Sorry. I mean, but you have the shit. I think you could reconfigure this and make this into like a super
solid
legit
rig with a couple like little bit of
just
rigging pieces. And
not too much tweaking.
Rig.
I don't even know if you would need to add anything else. The only extra thing you would need is something for that battery.
Yeah.
Because that's all loosey goosey.
I would put the H6, the battery, all at the back.
Yeah.
And then do kind of a fold down situation. That's what I would do. Make like an operation on like a small rig plate or something.
I probably would put it on the right here, personally, and the battery I would try and locate.
I'd probably lay it flat, coming off the back rods or something like that, just so it's more like a rig. I don't know, like more like a camera.
Yeah,
I don't know. You mean, like instead of going this way, going, longitudinally.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play a little with the.
Yeah. Anyway, we could talk for hours about.
We disagree. Back to photos. Those are our video submissions. Thank you. I'm still giving you an air horn. Thank you for your submission. You got a lot of good shit going on there. Anthony G. This one I saw passed around a little bit. Personally, I don't care for it because none of these cables are actually hooked up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the cables. Honestly, it's kind of confusing to me. The first one isn't the worst I've seen, but like, very front heavy. By the looks of it. It's
not too bad. It would be better if these handles were forward more, because they're gonna be like this.
Totally.
And you can't
and then
really
they're trying to look at the monitor too. Like
it does look like they have a focus puller, obviously.
Yeah.
I think the rig is a bit.
Maybe they just threw the cables on so you could.
I think it was a joke, or something.
You could, maybe, or so you could imagine what it would look like with cables.
I guess so.
I don't know, but like, I mean, it's not the worst rig. They got like a V mount. It looks like they got a D-tap to USB adapter, so I'm assuming they're powering everything.
Correctly. I'm wondering where their monitor.
Like a wireless. Well, they're probably just looking at the onboard monitor.
That seems bad.
That's what I was saying.
I think this would be very uncomfortable to shoot on for an extensive period of time because the handles are so close.
Yeah.
And because
you're looking kind of sideways for the monitor. Like I would rather have like a little 5-inch right off to the side. So you could have the camera more on your shoulder directly.
Yeah.
So the center of gravity is a little better.
Yeah.
It's a boot, I think. Sorry, man.
I think it is a boot. I don't want to do all the boots, but we got to be strict on this one. There's too many good rigs in this. Like I said, this is a perfectly functional rig, but I would tweak it a little bit more. I'd put those handles a little bit forward. I'd bring the camera back a little bit, and you'd have to add a monitor to make it like perfect, but it's almost there. I would say it's like 75% of the way there.
Yeah, it's just really the handles kill it.
The handles do make it a little hard to justify.
Yeah.
So I give,
and they're built into the VCT.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed.
Or you could just get some extensions for those.
That's the other solution. And I props for having a VCT because VCTs are great.
I agree.
It helps you maintain the center of gravity for the camera. So why not help yourself by putting the camera in the center of gravity?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to have your shoulder mount, away from your tripod plate. You got both.
I agree.
So
I guess it's a boot. Why is the sad trumpet sound effect not working? Give me sad trumpet.
This is very important for this.
We need to create a sound that replaces sad trumpet. I don't want to do
record
boo.
something. We can go wah wah. We'll both yell wah wah wah.
Let's just say wah wah wah. All right, wah 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 wah. Sorry guys, that's the boot. Let's see what's on the docket. We got Bodie. Is that how you say it? Bodie?
Bodie, I think
Bodie
so.
O.
Bodie-O.
Bodie, I really like your name. There's something about Bodie. When I remember just when I was procuring these images, I've said procured like 5 times in this podcast. when I was looking at it, you know what? I feel bad about giving them a wah wah. That's a little air horn for the last.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Anyway, Bodie, I really like your name. There's a lot of cableage going on here.
But overall, I actually don't hate your rig. I would shoot on it probably, just at first glance.
Why don't we rate Bodie's fridge?
Yeah. Bodie's fridge fucking slays.
Bodie has the sickest fridge
I've ever seen.
Of all the camera rigs, at least. He's got a lot of mail up there that he should probably deal with.
Yeah, Bodie, deal with your mail. But a lot of cool fridge magnets. Don't worry about the little gray hair.
Bodie, you got your priorities straight.
Yeah. Good on you, Bodie.
I hope this video doesn't give anyone gray hair. It's giving me gray hair.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, no.
Thanks to the magnet.
Thanks, Bodie.
Anyway, I don't think that's Bodie's fridge anyway.
So we see the classic, and it's funny. I had someone confirm. I commented on someone's post and was like, you really need to replace that HDMI cable. And they agreed with me. They're like, yeah, I pulled it from my TV, which confirmed my theory that I think most of these people just jack them.
Exactly what we talked about.
Just jack them from their TV.
Right.
So that's the first thing I see is you need a better HDMI.
Better HDMI.
But I like the Tilta, like just the traditional Tilta.
Other than the cables, yeah. I think other than the cables,
this is shootable. The rods could be slightly shorter.
Yeah.
But it's, again, that's nitpicky. Honestly, I would shoot
with this. Looks like he actually has a filter in that boy too.
Yeah.
I don't know what lenses those are. Those look like Leica.
That's a Takmer.
Oh.
It's a nice little lens. It looks like a Takmer. Maybe it's like a Carl Zeiss something. I don't know. It's got kind of the bumps. Anyway.
I think maybe my only criticism of it, I'm not sure what's going on over here, but I might switch the handle around so that the weight is more over the center of gravity. But other than that, I think this is a definite shoot. It's nice and compact. It's not doing anything that... It's not overcompensating.
No, totally. Tripod is in a good spot. Like it's a good... enough tripod for how small the and you got I see a little RE tungsten fixture there, which means that you're using some old school toys with some CTB on it. So maybe a little bit what going on.
Bodhi, is that a painting of your puppy or is that your grandma's puppy?
I want to know. I love that puppy.
Bodhi gets a shoot from me.
I would shoot with Bodhi too.
Bodhi,
not only for his fridge but for his rig. To shoot.
Woo! Yay, Bodhi. And you got a cool name. It's something about, I don't know what it is, Bodhi. If I were to write a book, someone in the book
would be Bodhi. Yeah.
I don't even know if we're pronouncing it right. Maybe it's body.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, this is the same rig. Same rig.
Bodhi.
So we just see it from the other side. We get that's
good.
The battery.
That's not bad.
It's still a shoot.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Bodhi, you don't get 2 shoots, but I'll still hit the air horn. I guess you technically get. Now the next is Dimitri. I guess I'll open both of these up because actually. Well, let's just take turns looking at them.
Yeah.
We got this one. This is a breakdown of the rig.
Mm.
It's a gimbal rig.
Yeah.
He's got, it looks like there's double handles here. And then from this photo, I'll open this up too. From this photo, you can see he's I would assume that he has kind of the central part of the gimbal pressed against his chest to kind of like get some weight. So he's holding it like this.
Yeah.
Which is, personally, I think that seems really comfortable. That seems like a great way to operate gimbal. I feel like most gimbal stuff is horrible.
Yeah.
Like in terms of operation.
Gimbals are generally terrible.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Dream World, you have an easy rig, but like if you don't, you put it into your hips, you just kind of dig in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I like the monitor placement's good. He doesn't have too much cables. Nice coily cables too.
Yeah.
Although this one could use a clamp.
Yeah, that was the only thing I really noticed. I mean, clamp there.
It looks like you think he's got an AC or you think he's pulling that focus? I think he's got an AC.
I think he's got an AC because he didn't, in the description, you didn't have
Yeah, let's look at the breakdown again.
Yeah, there's no nucleus handles on there as far as I can tell.
No, it's got 2 small rig handles, a bunch of small rig stuff.
Looks like adjustable joint on the free world.
And he's got a nice little overhead top handle. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
This is definitely a shoot. This is a great gimbal rig.
On scale of gimbal rigs, I don't like gimbal rigs, but on scale of gimbal rigs, this is a pretty good rig.
I think gimbal rigs in general are bad.
Yeah, I think they're bad in general. Oh, Moza 2. Is it the Tilta? Moza 2 Air. Oh, that's the gimbal.
That's the gimbal.
Okay.
I've never actually used any of the Moza. Like any Moza product, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. But I mean, it's a good, overall, it's a good rig. I like the cable on the SSD too.
See,
it needs a cable clamp on the other end, but like look how it's an right angle and it looks like a flexible cable. It's good. You got your shit figured out.
Yeah, so I think that's a shoot.
Yeah,
that's a shoot from Dimitri. Dimitri, you get a shoot. See, I just want to comment on this for a sec. We had a couple comments that were like, "Why don't you do one about the good rigs?"
Yeah,
like, why don't you do one about nice rigs? Blackmagic rigs can be nice too. Blackmagic lives matter.
Yeah.
It's like
totally.
But it's just like, it's just a camera, man. It's just a camera. It's just the way that you're rigging it. And it's frankly, if we did a whole video about not criticizing the rigs, no one
would watch it.
Complimenting all the rigs and talking about how nice they are. There's a million gear videos out there. If you want to go watch some gear porn, you can go watch some gear porn. But this is more fun, frankly. We make more jokes. It's funnier.
Yeah.
And
it's educational.
I think it's way more educational because you can take what people are actually doing and show
what's good or what's not good about it.
Yeah,
no, totally. I think it's more than reasonable. More than reasonable.
I'm just justifying this for my guilty conscience.
Yes, fair enough.
This one's from Donovan. This one's actually not a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera. Got a couple photos, but this one shows more in this photo.
It's an Ursa. I already like it better because it's an Ursa.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, like the Ursa. This is obviously a shoot. The Ursa's. It's equipped.
It's just better.
I don't like how he doesn't have any sort of handle. He's
yeah.
holding it by the mat box. That to me seems like a no.
Some people do that. Some union people do that.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
It's not with like.
It's not with the weaker mounts.
It's like an E-mount lens, so you're gonna get some shift in it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It adds a little bit too much wear and tear for like stuff that's kind of built to be pseudo. It's like photo stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta be. It's not that shooting on that stuff's bad, but you just gotta be aware of that when you're shooting it. You know.
100%.
Although this is connected by 15 mil rail, so it's probably gonna be putting more.
Yeah, it's not like a clip-on
shit on. Yeah, it's gonna be putting more tension and stuff on the rails
than the
actual lens.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, it's VCT. It's balanced. It's got a shark fin at the back for 2 batteries, which is great.
Yeah,
I like it. I'd shoot on that easily.
I think this is a shoot.
100%.
Boom, Donovan, you get a shoot.
Shoot time.
You put that on your resume. Hell yeah! Hey, I got a shoot on the Sounds Like Mike podcast. I'll send an email to whoever's trying to hire you, and I'll say like, listen,
this guy, yeah. You should send out like gold stars or something like that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, if you send me an email and you want me to give you a recommendation
or a gold star. You can send people gold stars, like virtual gold stars.
I don't think I'm going to do that. I will say that you got a shoot on the Sounds Like Mike podcast. I won't say anything else about your credibility.
Yeah.
But send me an email and you can put it on your resume. Yeah, I actually know nothing about celebrities. This is some celebrity. I think that's kind of why he sent it to me. But this is from that guy, John B.
Yeah, he's a huge DP. He's really good.
It says L with camera. I'm assuming it's some kind of celebrity. I'm horrible with film trivia. I don't know anything about celebrities. Yeah. You guys probably
here we are.
Yeah, everyone probably thinks I'm stupid for not knowing who this is, but they're carrying a camera. This is obviously a shoot. Great handle clearance, in my opinion.
Oh, totally.
You know, it
and a wooden camera handle, but look, like I don't know if that's wooden camera. It's like a nice handle, and you've got your
It's got some weird. There's like a rosette, and it's got
vertical.
It's got like a ratchet there, which is a bit weird. It's got these. What are those called? What are they? They're like it's like the distance thing for AC.
Focus RT, or I can't remember. There's an actual name for them. See, that's why we're not, crazy big film people either in the scale things.
Are you kidding me? Speak for yourself.
We're some corporate video boys.
I'm legendary.
Legendary. That is a shoot. I would shoot on that. Yeah.
Easy shoot.
Well balanced, good lens.
Next is Jarrett K. There's a lot to look at in this one. I didn't really get a chance to look at it. So let's break it down. We've got, it looks like a Canon 50 mil.
Yeah, the 51.4 too.
Yeah.
This is a nice lens. That's good.
Got a Canon 50 mil with a follow focus though. I do not approve of that just because it's fly by wire. And I mean, I know you can do it. Well, I mean, whatever. I'll let that slide. But again, we have the focus on the camera, which
in a weird place.
Place, which seems unnecessary.
Unless it's tripod only shoot, but again, it feels like. But if it's
tripod only shoot, you
would still put it out somewhere else.
You don't even need it, in my opinion. Put it somewhere like you could attach to the handle, the tripod handle, if you're going to be doing all full tripod stuff.
Uh-huh.
I just don't get it. I don't get why it's there. I understand why you would have it.
Potentially, yeah.
I don't understand why you would use it in this way.
Yeah.
Then we've got nice.
I just wouldn't use it. Even if I had it.
I wouldn't. I honestly, I have a nucleus M and I never use it to shoot. I only use it when I'm ACing.
Yeah.
I've used it. I've played around with it in my house on my shoulder, like all rigged up with like the handles, and I'm like, "Woo, look at me! I make movies."
But you never use it. I don't know. I have a fizz. I have a shitty fizz. I have a gold Cine Gears. And I never use it.
Yeah.
I usually rent yours when we're doing something because yours is better. But like you just shoot right off the lens. I don't know. With certain things, I think it's a stunting thing. They like have it so they just want to show it off.
Right.
Which is fine. I get it.
I also get it. I think. Oh, what the heck? Oh, sorry, my sound effects.
Stuff is going wrong. There we go.
Things are going so right. Let's see what works. Some of them don't work for some reason. Whimsical title doesn't work, but flashback works really well. Anyway, so this rig, we got actually another Blackmagic Pocket Cinema rig back there.
Yeah, they're both very similar rig out.
I don't know how to increase the size of this without. moving around like this. Oh, what am I doing? Okay.
Holy guacamole.
So we got another one back there. Tilted matte box. This one has, this is a Polar Pro matte box. I'm pretty sure that's a Polar Pro matte box.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
I guess there's nothing wrong with owning a Polar Pro matte box, but personally, I think that they're useless tools.
I think it's a bad investment.
I guess they're not useless, like I said.
It's functional, but it is not thought out with the most content or hindsight. You're not looking forward to yourself in the future. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot.
And we made fun of Polar Pro a little bit last time, and
we didn't really explain why.
No, it's just like they make a matte box that you can only fit their proprietary filters in.
Yeah,
like that kind of defeats like if you're on a different shoot and you want to try a different filter because it's a different
soft
project.
Effects. There's so many different. Like if you get a standardized 4, 5, 6 filter or matte box. You just even buy the matte box and your NDs, and then on a case to case, filters are so cheap to rent that you just on a case. And the other thing too with like NDs, even ND technology is getting better, but why the internal ND is becoming so popular is because even if you have a good set of NDs, sometimes depending on the camera, they'll make like a crazy green cast,
right?
Or something weird will happen. Like you almost have to rent NDs on a case to case basis.
Yeah.
With what camera you're shooting.
Right.
So it's like at the higher level, it doesn't make sense to have something like this that's limiting.
Right. And even if, and just to quell what criticism I know people are going to say about that, it's like, oh, well, I'm not at the higher level. You might be one day.
Totally.
And that's why you buy the thing that will work for you when you're there.
And if you can't afford it, just get some screw-on filters. I know it's a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense. It's cheaper. You can get a circular polarizer. You can get a couple NDs or a variable ND. And some like Pro Mist for under like $500 or less.
This is exactly what I was talking about like 2 podcasts ago. The whole podcast was about how I bought all my gear, and one of the main mantras was you buy super cheap to the point where it's disposable, or you buy the thing that's going to last you forever.
100%. Yeah.
And I think Polar Pro matte boxes, I just don't think it's a good investment. This size of filter won't be standardized because they're the only people who are doing it.
Totally. You have all these other filter options you might want to use creatively, like down the road that you're locked off to. And it's like,
and there's all these companies that are already doing 4, 5, 6, and they're mostly grandfathered in. And you're not gonna find any most of the filters you're gonna use on set are 4, 5, 6, and most of the ones you're gonna encounter in the wild are 4, 5, 6. This one down here, this tilted matte box, is a way better investment because it's only like $100.
100%.
It fits 4, 5, 6.
So then if you do start buying filters, you're buying filters.
You can experiment with ones that
are relevant and will last you, and then when you outgrow the matte box, you need more slots. You haven't wasted any money on unnecessary filters that you're going to throw out. So
exactly. So that's
way better investment and way cheaper, $100. And then you can go get an ND for like you can spend $300 and get like a decent like N6 or an N9, which is really all you need. Like if you had an N6, N9, and the tilted matte box, you can usually mess with ISO and shutter speed enough within that to like, you have your N9 for outside and then you just live in, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like it's just so cheap. Why not?
So what, okay, we've kind of got a little off track. We got the Hollyland here. It looks like it is powered by the D-Tap. It looks like everything on here is powered, I would assume powered by this battery. I don't see any additional batteries.
Yeah.
So that's good. The cable management is a bit wonky. They got a nice secure viewfinder, but it's mounted right to the center on the top, which kind
of avoids the use of the handle. That's the big thing.
You have to lean over the camera to see the viewfinder.
Yeah, you'd want to put that on some sort of arm, like coming out to the side, so that because
you can stand beside it. You don't have to like put your chest into this battery. And then also we got all these cables wrapped around the top handle. Honestly, just because most of this stuff I could live with. I would say the cables wrapped around the top handle is what makes it a boot for me.
Yeah, it's a boot. Like it would just be a pain in the ass to.
Yeah, if an AC handed me this and we had to shoot right away, I'd be like, fuck, I'd like fucking with these cables and shit.
I'd take off the viewfinder probably. Yeah,
it'd take some time to like re-rig it. So I think this is a boot, unfortunately. But again, same like the last boot, we've got clearly some. I gotta move this back to position. Clearly, we've got the stuff to do.
Something better. Yeah.
Something better. Yeah. So this is a boot, unfortunately, but it is still a very viable rig.
Yeah, so it's close. It's close.
So thank you for your submission. Sorry, it's a boot.
We're way more apologetic this time. I think.
It's because I feel like people are submitting their rig, so it's like we're talking. Yeah. It's almost like we're talking directly to those people. They're watching. They're like, "What do they think of my rig? Oh no, it's shit. Now I'm quitting."
Yeah, no, totally. We don't want to harm anyone's feelings. And honestly, most of the boots have been pretty close to being
completely. Well, that's the thing. That's what I said at the top. Is like all these are functional rigs. This is we have to be more strict. Otherwise, they're all going to be at the top. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So, this one, when I saw this one, I feel like this is like the perfect one of the. This is a really great Blackmagic rig in my opinion because it doesn't have a lot. It doesn't have anything unnecessary. Like it's very bare bones. The cable management, even though the cables are too long, they could get some new cables. They're well managed.
Yeah, they got bundled there.
They're bundled. They got the monitor on the top in a place that makes sense.
The top handle's free.
Top handle's free.
I would 100% shoot.
Oh yeah, they got this hinge here so you can access the monitor. It looks like it might be hitting the handle though.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe
flip that around the other way, or find a way to. You could like do shorter rods, or
I was thinking extend the rods a little bit, or maybe try and relocate this monitor forward and then relocate the handle forward a bit and then attach this monitor to the handle. So then you got a little bit more clearance for the battery. That'd be my only criticism, but
I'd still shoot with it, honestly.
100%. This is perfect. It's a great little rig.
Yeah.
It's compact. Everything on it makes sense.
There's no unnecessary garbage. It's clean. Yeah.
Clearly they spent some time really thinking about what they were shooting before they did it. So that's for me, no contest, 100%. 100% a shoot. That is a shoot. Woo! I would smash the camera. Not in smash in the sense of destroy it, but in the sense of
enjoy it. You enjoy
sexually.
it sexually. Yes, I would sexually smash that camera.
This one's clearly a shoot.
Yeah, clearly, easily.
Do we even need to debate?
No. This is funny because this is probably Joker a bit or something like that.
This is This is John. This is John B.
No, never mind. I see what's happening here. This is actually really smart. This is a rig on a bigger movie for a very specific purpose, and they have I think that's the Blackmagic Micro, that little studio one that they have.
What is the purpose? I feel like this is for a bit, but you tell me why it's not.
It's a sniper scope.
Oh,
shot.
I see. But they got all this shit here. Why couldn't they just put the sniper scope?
It's so the actor. That's the fake gun. So the actor can hold it.
They
got a speed rail and then an arm coming up, and then they probably are gonna have a barrel or something on the end. So
you think it's so the actor can hold it?
Yeah, probably, or someone can act with it.
I think what really happened. I think looking at this, the whole thing is mostly supported by the scope, right? This scope doesn't have any clear mounting points to mount it on something that you would normally handheld it with. So they mounted it to this guy. This thing only mounts to barrels, so they needed something that was barrel shaped.
Yeah.
So they mounted it to that.
Probably, yeah. Well, it's basically how can we rig this without having it on a real gun?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
this is a shoot.
It makes
100%.
sense.
It's that's the thing is it's a rig for very specific. This is a grip rig, really.
Yeah, but it is funny to look at.
It is funny to look at, but it's pretty well thought out, actually.
Yeah, that looks like one of those wrenches, a chain wrench.
It's a chain vise. Yeah. That whole bottom part is grip land. That's provided by grips, 100%.
Fuck yeah.
That's a shoot.
Shoot, John B.
Again, it's thinking about what you're shooting and making a rig for that specific purpose.
Right, exactly.
That camera was probably only used for that single shot.
Yeah, totally.
On that movie or whatever.
But it was worth it because he got onto this show and now we're
this is the height of his career, obviously. It's shot, much bigger things, but now he's
There's another one from John B. We're going to have to... John submitted, I think, 12, so we can just kind of go through his quickly because they're all shoots. This is obviously a shoot. You know what, man? This seems a little heavy, so let's boot it.
Yeah. they're all... That's shootable.
That's a shoot. Shoot. Yeah. I don't mean to skip over these, John. We'll talk about them more extensively. This, for me, when I saw this, I hate the side-mounted battery.
Fair enough.
I hate the side-mounted battery.
Whose is this?
This is
John B.
We're in John land for the next
John land.
few.
Holy smokes, John.
We can skip a few of these, but let's just go over them quick. I feel like this is a boot for me because of the battery. I think everything else is fine, but like I said, I'm trying to be a little bit more critical.
Yeah.
So convince me why it's not a boot.
I don't know. That camera is just hard to rig because there was no control option monitors on it. So
but the Blackmagic cameras all hard to rig.
They are terrible to rig generally. I don't know. I don't hate it because it's probably, again, for a very intended purpose.
It does look like it lives in Styx land as well.
And also, I bet you, that's an Alphatron viewfinder. I bet you that thing's really heavy. So having the battery on the other side might actually balance it off.
I could see
I
that.
would shoot on that, honestly. You got a PL mount, you got a lens mount.
You convinced me in terms of the battery position. That's the only reason why I kept that one in, because I was like, ooh, this would be an interesting conversation. And you've convinced me. Congrats, John. I think John's gonna clean up with all the shoots he's got. This one's basically the same thing.
Yes.
I think it's the same rig, so that's another shoot. Yeah.
John, you're killing it.
John. Oh, you're destroying. You're murdering, John. You're murdering. What else we got? More John. Oh, it's like kind of the same rig. This is obviously a shoot as well, in my opinion. I don't know what the deal with that.
Maybe this disproves the viewfinder battery placement thing.
Maybe,
because
but you got so much weight in the center.
Oh, that's the old. I think that's a Canon FD lens. I think that's the Canon FD 800.
Oh,
it's
really?
kind of vintage. It's Canon.
It
says Canon on it. Yeah, it says Canon on it.
It's definitely Canon, but I'm trying to see what Canon.
1,000, 3,000 mil. It's like a
300, not 3,000.
Oh, 300.
3,000 1.2. Yeah, it is FD. You said FD 300 1.2.
That's cool. Brownie points
sick.
for that. I'd shoot on that.
John,
John's
this is
gonna
not
clean
fair.
up. Yeah. You're too good at this.
John, you're not allowed to submit next time.
You're a Hollywood DP. Of course, you're gonna clean up.
More John. This one, there's one in here that is actually a boot for me.
This one is closer to a boot just because of the cables, honestly.
I'm personally, I think those cables look pretty bad.
But is it John's fault? He has an AC that's dealing with it.
Well, I'm pretending like I'm John and this is my AC and he's giving me this rig and I'm saying, and I'm judging the rig building purely. I like John and I respect John. And I want one day to for John to email me and be like, Michael, you're so great. I need you to come shoot for me. But right now we're on this show and we're rating rigs.
We need a boot.
I'm not rating John.
I think this is
still shoot. I think there's a boot coming. I know the cable
the handle's
is bad,
back.
but
The handle's back.
oh yeah, that is.
The handle's back. The center of gravity's forward.
John.
And there's no tripod plate, so it's obviously supposed to be like handheld.
Oh,
I would boot this one. Of John's, John has done some superior rigs, but
you know
it's
what,
a little messy.
John, I'm sorry. We need to boot it. We need to boot your rig.
Boot time. There we go.
People, I don't have the boost sound effect. We'll do. Yeah, you get a clap anyway. Thanks, John. More John. This is just the great John episode. Okay, I'm gonna skip some of these.
The thing is we can't.
That's too similar. The other one.
Favoritize John too much because otherwise people will be.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they're only nice to people that have clout.
Yeah. Which is true. John has clout.
It is true. I'm nicer to people with clout.
Yeah. So it's not a lie. That's a good rig.
That's a good rig.
That's a great rig.
A shoot rig.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a good rig. John, you're killing it.
You're slaying. You need to send out of all people. You need to send John a gold star.
I don't have any gold stars. What do you mean?
You just need to like go on. You Googled this thing. You can just like.
I didn't know I made this.
Oh, you made this? Okay. Well, you Googled.
That's like the same. It's the same texture as my
You just
thumbnail
go.
and everything.
You just type into Google gold star, and then you put the name in it, and then you just email it to them.
I could just send them. I just spam the gold star emoji.
Ooh, I like how that
makes you happy.
I like how that map box is a furry Mac box.
This was the one that I wanted to say was a boot. I think this is a boot. Mostly
I'm gonna
because
find a reason why now.
I'm gonna tell you what you. Okay,
oh, I know exactly why.
Tell me why.
There's no. Yeah, that's a boot in my opinion because the wireless is. I mean, maybe it was built for a specific purpose, so we don't know. And again, with all of these, there's no context really. Right. And it is a C cam. I noticed that it's C and it's green, which means
so the production booted it to C cam anyway.
Yeah.
It was already a boot.
No, but my thoughts is maybe it's rigged out weirdly for a specific reason.
Well, they were at a track, and I think if John does a bunch of event stuff, at least, or maybe not event, but like I saw one where he had like a sports, it looked like kind of like a sports cam rig. He was at a stadium or something. Yeah. This might be a similar situation. So you could go on a tripod. I don't see
the thing I don't like is like how the wireless and looks like the time code or something.
That's a wireless video. That's time code, and that's the fizz. This is for one of the RE.
Fizz. Yeah. I don't like how that's all velcroed onto the battery.
And it's also not good to put all your wireless signals right next to each other at the same time.
John's a pro, so I'm sure there's some reason why
you gotta stop riding, John.
I don't know. There's probably some reason why this was rigged the way it was,
But we're taking it just
but
as is.
we're taking it as is. So let's put it in
This is a
this boot.
I think it's
I
a
wouldn't
boot.
if this was handed to me.
I would be like,
Without context
where
of the
do I-
shoot, I wouldn't shoot with it.
Right. I'd be like, where do I hold it?
Yeah.
Where do I hold this thing? I want a top handle. I would take this. I would take this. I would find some way to put it on the side because which he does in another shot, I believe.
So we know he can do it. So that's what makes me think is that there's some reason. It's
Well, he's
the way
probably
it
got
is.
an AC or something. There's someone that.
So you put it in shoot. I thought it was a boot.
Oh, it's a boot. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to get your hopes up there for a second. Here's the. See, this is the one. This is like the golden version of what we just saw.
Yeah, this is
a good
great.
version.
This is a great rig.
I personally think you could probably.
I kind of like where the wireless is. I kind of like. Honestly,
I was gonna say I might swap where the
look
wireless
at that cable management. Like
the Fizz controller is in a good spot for the Fizz.
Yeah,
But the wireless I think would.
but it's close to the SDI.
Better being higher. I guess yeah. Actually, you know what? This makes complete sense. Now
It's fantastic.
This is
I
obviously a
love
shoot,
it.
John.
This is a shoot, 100%. And then you got like the little cable tie
thing.
things.
John show now.
You know where you put a bundle of cables in, it keeps them all together. Like
Yeah. John, you're killing it. But we're trying to skip through your stuff because you sent us so much.
and it's all
stuff.
so good.
John's got a little box for his snacks and his tools. That's automatically a shoot, regardless of the camera rig. But let's just take a look at it for a second. So we got the Ursa on a giant Panavision zoom, Fizz, all the good stuff. Monitor where he needs it.
You got the pan and tilt adjust for the eyepiece. You see that going down to the tripod?
Where is it?
That piece
Right
going up there. Yeah. So then when you pan or tilt the eyepiece adjusts accordingly.
Oh,
This is very
this
shoot.
is a 100% shoot.
Yeah.
I love the box. Really,
The front box. Yeah.
it could be the worst rig in the world, but the box is a shoot. We're almost at John line. We got one more John, and then we're back to not John.
Not John.
Oh, what? How could I transform this? Okay, here we go. And this is just another amazing rig by John. I'm personally not. I fucking hate monitor arms. I know it's a thing.
I get why. When you have an
get why.
AC, it's fine. I don't know. I'm less opposed to it. When you have an AC,
Yeah.
some OG gold mounts. I like that.
Yeah.
Some old. I mean, yeah, you just got your manual Fizz there, and lens support, map box.
I mean, it is what it is. You
It's
can't
great.
hate on it. Thank you,
Yeah.
John. Thanks
Thank
for all
you.
your submissions, John. You obviously killed it. You're obviously still killing it.
Yep. He's probably just bored
He's
during
probably
COVID.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's gotta stoop down to our level.
Yeah.
just because of the lack of work.
Yeah.
All right,
Stoop
so-
down to show how fucking amazing he is, and then and then when things start up again.
Let me show you a thing or two about rigs,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah. They'll school you guys, you nerds.
So we got
Ooh.
this boy. And one thing I love about this one is that and I don't see a lot on Blackmagic rigs. Look at they flipped the handle around so that the center of gravity was over the camera better.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
It's
And
amazing that most of our critiques on these rigs, and just in general,
mostly has to do with balance.
It's just balance.
Yeah.
And comfortable, comfortable shooting experience.
Oh yeah. Well,
It's like-
that's what it's all about. That's all
the point.
workflow.
That's all we're fighting for here.
It's
We're
how
not
to-
making fun of you or your work or the quality of the Blackmagic camera. We're just trying to make your life better and
No,
more
we're
comfortable.
mocking you. We're mocking you directly.
Yeah.
I think you're stupid, and you should quit.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. No. But yeah, what Shae said. There is a proper way to do things. There's a better way to do
Just
things.
to make your life better.
I've heard another criticism I heard a lot. We're just gonna keep justifying, keep being
Our terrible
defensive.
behavior. Yeah.
Another thing, yeah, exactly. Another thing I heard a lot about was kind of the notion that, oh, you just do you. It's
Yeah.
like the rig is an expression of your creativity and
It's not. It's a very technical.
well, yeah, everything on there is made for a specific purpose.
There's things that are just technically proficient about the rig.
and there's there's just better. There is objectively better ways to rig a
Yeah,
camera.
it has nothing to do with what you're shooting. And
it has nothing to do with you personally. Don't feel offended. Not even you can feel offended if you want, but us commenting on this has nothing to do with you personally. It has everything to do with your camera rig. And I can genuinely say when I look at a camera and I'm like, that would be horrible to shoot on. This one would be good to shoot on.
Yeah.
Back to this camera.
Yeah.
This one we find. I've seen these feet a little bit around the Blackmagic groups.
Yeah.
They're 3D printed.
Yeah.
I like the idea of them. I feel like
they look kind of stupid.
They do look a little.
I mean, again,
they look a little dorky.
I
but
like them.
They're functional.
Yeah, they're functional.
I understand the need, especially because on these Blackmagic cameras, you typically, I mean, it looks like he doesn't really have a big plate. So if you just rested it down, the fizz would just rest directly.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
He also got. Is this like a half cage? I'm not really super familiar with all the.
Yeah.
All the.
It looks like
gear.
it looks like a Tilta cage. I think the Tilta cage can do half cage or a full cage, which is
this to me makes me happy. He does, although he does have this big ass battery on the monitor and this little baby one
probably
here.
so you can see the screen.
Yeah, definitely. I might do something about that because that to me,
I would put two small ones and just change them more frequently.
Yeah,
personally,
that big boy seems like a problem.
Yeah,
it puts too much stress on the mounts of the actual monitor, especially if you're getting a cheaper monitor.
100%.
So it wears that out over time, and then you gotta like crank this boy.
It's just chunky.
It's just not. Yeah.
Smaller battery. Monitors usually last pretty long. It's not a recording monitor by the looks of it, so like.
Right.
Just,
overall.
Yeah.
Overall, this is a shoot in my opinion.
Yeah, I would shoot on that.
Shoot. Who got the shoot? Jonas S. Congratulations, Jonas S. Send me an email. I'll send you a reference. Reference email.
I really think the gold stars is less work than sending references to all these people.
I know, but I think it's more valuable. I will send you a PDF with nothing else on it. It's not going to look nice. It'll have my name on it. It's going to say, I rated your Blackmagic rig shoot on the episode 7 of the Sounds Like My Podcast.
Some frame of reference with a scale. So like, you explain the game and then.
No, I'll just say that.
Just say shoot.
I could rate it. Or, yeah. I'll just send me an email.
Send me an email.
We'll see how it goes. It's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to send me an email.
Yeah.
It's all a bit. I don't really want you to send me an email.
Yeah.
But if you did, I would think it's funny. This one. Immediately, my first reaction is at first I was like shoot, and then I was like boot, and I'll tell you why.
No, I'm kind of in the same boat. I was initially shoot, and then now I'm boot again.
The reason why I'm boot is because you got, like I said, I don't think necessarily the electronic follow focus is a problem. It's just a problem when you're doing it in ways that don't make sense, and this to me makes no sense. You're not relocating the focus to somewhere where that's useful. You're just putting it right next to the lens where your hand would be anyway, and you're actually making it more difficult to hold because you can't put any weight on that. You can put weight on the lens. You can't put weight on the focus. It's too finicky.
Yeah.
You can support the camera with your palm and then twist with your fingers if you're holding it by the lens.
And
you
it
can't
works,
do that with
it works
the fizz.
Great.
Yeah.
And the thing is too is like the only like the time you would need actual fizz in that circumstance would be like if you have a really long throw lens. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
but that's a Rokinon. Like that's basically a stills throw. Like it's not.
No, they got pretty long throws.
They're not like 270. They're still like They're still in the range of a stills lens. Like you can do almost a full rotation with one wrist. Like,
yeah.
So
I think you're better off taking that off. The monitor on that, if you could mount it to the front or even flip this handle around so that you can mount it right there, that might make more sense.
Yeah.
I could see you flipping the handle around, you mount it on the front so you got a little bit more real estate for your hand. And then this mic being right, I mean, it might be a bit further because you got that spreader.
Yeah, I can't really see. But like having it too close to the handle
you don't really,
kind of avoids the purpose of even having a mic because you're going to
rubbing
be bumping
it with your fingies.
Yeah.
No fingies. But I do appreciate that it looks
I'm grabbing
it. This is what it sounds like when you use this rig. This is what it sounds like. And then you have your subject really close to the microphone.
Yes.
It's an arty film.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the intention.
Maybe it is. Maybe we're the jackasses here.
I think we are.
We always
regardless.
Are. Yeah.
So this, I think, unfortunately, mostly because of the fizz.
I mean, the battery placement's good.
I genuinely think everything on this is pretty damn good.
Minus the fizz and the monitor.
The
so
fizz
it could be better.
Okay, let me think. If someone handed this to me, would I be comfortable, happy to shoot on it? Would I change something?
I would honestly. I would probably shoot on it.
I guess it would be a shoot.
I would just be like, this is stupid. This is a pointless thing to have on.
Yeah,
I would just shoot.
I would have some criticisms for the AC that set this up for me, but I guess it's a shoot. It's kind of towing the line.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it slightly in the boot section.
Okay.
You got a 90% boot, 95%.
95% shoot.
95%
5% boot.
Yes, but you got some things to work out.
Very close. Very close. Good attempt.
Well, I mean, he got it.
He did. You could shoot on that.
He almost got voted off the island.
Yeah, he's close. Yeah.
You're still on the island.
You don't want to be on the island though. Whoever gets voted off actually won.
This boy.
Oh.
This is pretty straightforward. Nothing here offends me. I think I don't really like the way that
that's
this
like the
riser,
small riser situation. Yeah.
The riser.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if you were to have like a fizz or something like that.
But there ain't no fizz. We're judging this rig as is. Someone just handed this to you. They just birthed it out of the camera truck and they're handing it to you.
And no, I would shoot on that.
Yeah, I think it's a shoot.
I'm not offended.
Although
you got some fun anamorphic.
That said, you got your taking lens, you got your anamorphic, but you don't have single focus.
Yeah, but I mean,
I guess that's just the nature of. It's kind of the nature.
I've shot a lot of times without single focus, and it's usually fine.
I see no purpose for the side handle. There's no fucking way. There's no way you're holding like this, in my opinion. I guess.
Yeah. No.
Think about it.
No, I would hold it like this because you're constantly gonna have to be focusing, adjusting things.
Yeah.
But then also there is more shift in the thing too. So, but again, I would never. It would either be one hand and one hand on the bottom under the rails.
Yeah.
For me, like it would be like top handle and then handle under the rails or on the lens. Like I don't think I would ever go there.
Yeah.
No, so that's kind of irrelevant. I would just take that off.
Yeah.
But I'd still shoot with it.
I think it's still a shoot. It's still a shoot. It's a shoot.
Yeah.
It's a shoot. It's a shoot. It's a shoot.
We need more.
Is it a shoot?
We need more boots.
This is what I'm saying. There's too many good rigs here. We got to be stricter.
Yeah.
I want to be strict. Good job. Oh, I didn't mention your guys' names. Good. Jonas S. I think I already mentioned you. I mean, there's no last names here, so it doesn't mean anything. I just want you to feel special. Kashi K. Thank you, Kashi K. Lucas B. You the band. Lucas B. That was your rig. Matt P.
Okay.
Matt P.
Okay.
Again, we have this similar situation of the follow focus. We got another Polar Pro matte box.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it doesn't make the rig. It doesn't make the rig unfunctional. It's just
an annoyance.
Not the best.
Yeah, it still works.
Buying decision, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we don't have. What are we doing for power? It doesn't look like there's any power on here.
I think they're probably just throwing a battery in the camera and then a battery.
This thing, you kind of need external power for this camera though.
Yeah, or a lot of.
All right, let's assume that there's a lot of batteries. The AC is literally just like as a backpack.
Constantly charging. Constantly. I don't like the Samsung SSD placement.
See, this SSD could be where the fizz is.
Yeah, and again, you don't need the fizz in this situation, in my opinion.
See, I would ignore the fizz in this situation because it would honestly make it worse to film with. Like in this situation, 100%. It would completely make it
and then
more difficult
where your hand should be for pulling focus is where the SSD is, which is important, which is the most important thing on the rig, really, because that's where your media is going.
Yeah, and I think this little handle.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I have the same handle minus it's got
a NATO. Yeah.
I think this should be slid forward.
Yeah.
So that the center of gravity is kind of like there's
something people should do with their Blackmagic rig is get a rod block. And get and then basically 2 or 3 rod blocks, like 15mm rod blocks, and some 15mm rods.
Yeah.
And make a little operation. Attach one of the rod blocks to the top of the camera where you normally attach your handle, and then have a rod block on the far end, and then you're able to put your NATO rail or your handle to the rod block. This is what I have on my FS7 right now. And then you can change.
You have to show me. For some reason, I'm having a hard time.
You can change the position of your handle. You know, you can move the handle forward.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you attach your handle to rods.
It's like a poor man's, like on a broadcast camera or like a Mira. You can slide the handle back and forth to adjust for the center of gravity.
And also you could use that to mount
your fizz, your other thing,
especially with these Blackmagic rigs, because you usually have smaller plates and you usually have smaller mounting things. The focus motor often sits when you put it down. The thing hits, and it's not just damaging the focus motor. But every time you put it on the ground, it pushes on the focus motor, pushes on the lens, and then when you pick it up,
it could change.
And the lens moves around, you get less contact on the motor. It's just generally a bad idea to have your motor hitting the ground. So you could easily, if you had a rod block on the top, throw some rails on there, put the motor up there too.
Yeah.
Put it on top rather than the bottom.
Yeah.
But I think just because of the way, I mean, again, this similar situation where this thing has all the pieces to be really good. I feel like the way it's set up is not super ergonomic. I would make this
I would move that. The big thing is I would move the SSD because how I would want to be using it is it would be would be a pain
It's
in the
way.
ass.
Move the SSD, X-nay the fizz unless you're going to give that to somebody, and then move that forward, in my opinion, and then you got a solid setup right there.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm sorry. Not as cloudy as John. That's a boot. But thank you anyway for submitting. Like I said, still got all the things to make it a great rig. This one's, what is that, Mikkel? Mikkel N. Mikkel N. Kind of like me. I'm Michael M. This is like my
your alter ego.
Long lost twin
so which
that
one
shoots on Blackmagic rather than Sony.
Yeah. Which one are we? Which one?
Well, this is not a Blackmagic.
Yeah, I know.
We can judge it right now.
I'd shoot
I mean,
with that.
it does what it
I would
does.
shoot.
It's a shoot. Woo! All right, what do we got on? Of course, we got the Sigma 18-5.
Yep.
We've got a follow focus. We got
auto tune of lenses.
Yeah, the auto tune of the camera world or the Blackmagic world
of just the world in general. It's of lens world.
I was saying that speed ramps is the dog filter of content.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that funny? I don't know
Yeah.
if that's funny. I tweeted that. And
I saw you tweet that, and I didn't respond.
It's not funny enough to like.
No, I saw it. I was just like, yeah, okay, and then I just went about my day.
Okay, well, whatever. It wasn't that funny. What do we think of this rig? I immediately, my initial assumption is it's all tripod because there's no top handle. Actually, no, there is a top handle. I'm seeing it now. It's
the
buried under a bunch of stuff.
Is it one of those battery top handles? I can't tell. I think it's just a tilt-to-top handle.
It is. It looks like they relocated it to the far right of the camera. Oh no, it is in the center. That was really hard to like figure out what was going on.
I'm tripping balls right now. Yeah.
No, I see it. So it's in the center. It's just got a mic right in the middle, which is kind of
again, just like keep your top handle open because even if you're not using it to shoot, you're going to be using it to move the camera around.
Yeah, exactly. Even in tripod land, you grab the top handle, you grab the tripod, you move it around.
I've made this mistake plenty of times way back when, and you just your hands or you're trying to hold it by like the little tip of the fucking top handle. It's just it's not bueno. It's not good. It's not safe.
No. But that said, also if we are living in tripod land, it looks like we're living in corporate video land too.
Yeah.
Again with the fizz, I'm not really a fan of it.
I don't see the fizz on the camera.
Well, I think you can operate it with this handle here.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's like got a battery in it. And
I'm more a fan of that than just having
Well,
the
it
wheel.
has multi-purpose because it's as
a
far as I
battery.
know, this powers things, doesn't it? Or we have a battery on the back anyway though. I think for me that to me is shitty, but I would still shoot on it, I guess. But only because this one clearly lives in tripod land, and I would probably just ignore the fact that it has a fizz. The difference between this one and the last one is the last one was clearly handheld, and the fizz was in the way. In this case, it's not really in the way. It's just like kind of pointless. But it is rigged well.
Yeah.
I mean, I would again.
Cable management could be better, but I'd probably shoot with it. Yeah.
I don't know how I can get around constantly criticizing the fact that there's wireless follow focus on the rig because that's just a constant with Blackmagic rigs. But it's not. I'm just never gonna get over it. I can't get over it.
It's insane to me.
I can't get over it.
It's really funny. I don't know. I like you're on a gimbal. Yeah, sure.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. It makes more
sense.
sense. But it really does feel like this kind of stunting. It's just like I have it, so I'm just gonna put it on.
Yeah, just save the time. You don't have to calibrate it or anything. Just don't do it.
You don't have to mess around with it.
Don't do it.
It's better.
It's way better.
Broadcast DNG people fucking pull for their hands.
And your client's not gonna know the difference.
Yeah.
The client's not gonna know. They're not gonna. You remove that and that. It's not gonna make your rig look that much beefier. Because I feel like that's kind of the intention behind stuff like that.
Yeah, it just feels cool.
Unless you're doing some sick rack focuses for your corporate interview.
Whoa, he's in. Yeah, the CEO's out of focus now. He's in focus.
CEO says something. He's like, we're gonna have to let everybody go, and you just start jamming the focus back and forth. You're like, whoa! Like, okay, now shake the camera really, really fast.
Yeah, like an earthquake's happening.
Anyway, is this a shooter or boot? I think it definitely toes the line. I think because it's not handheld, I don't feel like the focus gets in the way, and I think everything else of it is functional. I think that's a shoot.
Yeah, sure. Let's make it shoot.
I vote shoot.
Shoot.
That's a shoot.
Woo. There's too many shoots. I mean, most of them are John.
But yeah, I guess John
really swept up the shoots.
John occupies 30% of the shoot.
Yeah.
section. We remove John here. I think it'd be almost even. There'd still be a little more shoots.
Yeah.
But
still. Yeah, we did put one of John's two of John's over there. So
that's true. Oh, this one has 2 photos. So this is the camera.
I love
itself.
that lens. That's hilarious. Is that Gorilla Tape or something?
I want to know more about what's going on with
I want to know about the lens. Maybe it's cool. I don't know.
Well, we can see the result of the lens if we look at this one.
It's just kind of like a gimpy fisheye. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but it's clearly for a specific look.
It's aesthetic. Yeah, no, totally.
I mean, I know it looks janky, but it's clearly like a specific look.
Yeah. Could use better tape, but whatever.
They got a taking. I think this looks like they've got like a taking lens under there,
and then some sort of
something in
it's
between.
It's probably a fisheye adapter or like I don't know. Fuck. I literally have no idea.
It looks like a vintage.
Something.
It's obviously vintage. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Okay, my immediate opinion
handle
is
non bueno. Look at the handle. Look at the handle.
Let's see the handle.
I would not want.
The handle is too far back.
It's quite far back. That'd be pretty front heavy. I would flip the handle around.
Yeah, flip the handle and see if there's a way you can mount it. I would even if this is a little in the way, mount it to the handle.
Yeah.
Just because the weight, because you're not really gonna. I'm just guessing. I think the lens itself there is probably pretty delicate, so you don't want to put your hands on that with all the tape there.
Yeah.
So you're really relying on that handle for most of your support. So I would vote boot, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry.
Even though I think it's
close.
Really it's just the handle. It's just the handle.
It would just make it pain enough to shoot that it would be like you'd just be very front heavy.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't
balance in your hand.
No, I think you.
And it's kind of dangerous too. Your hand was like there's more chance of after a long day you get sweaty, it cramp up.
I don't want my hand cramping up at the end of the day. That's half of
our crusade is just making things comfortable.
I just want you guys to be happy and healthy.
And
that's it.
And comfy. I want you to be comfy.
Check it out.
Oh man, this is a classic. This is a quintessential OG pocket rig. You got a vintage lens. You got a book. you got a cage. You got some masking tape. It's a slider, is what it is.
No, what book is it?
I don't know. That would add a whole other layer of intrigue.
That seems really important to me. I don't understand why that wasn't included in the details.
Yeah, I want the context of what book it is.
The book definitely makes it a shooter about. Just kidding. I don't even remember the last time I read a book. When was the last time you read a book? You read books?
Yeah, recently because of COVID.
What book did you read?
I was reading How to Shoot Super 8 for production.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make a bitch or a bitch. I don't know why bitch. The word bitch came out. I thought you were gonna make a little bitch.
That's terrible.
You're gonna make a little joke about Blackmagic Rigs.
I was genuinely reading about Super 8 film. That's what you should shoot on. You should quit your Blackmagic Rigs and shoot Super 8.
If only we could all shoot
Super 8.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this rig. I think it's a shoot.
Yeah.
It's not like I mean, I know it's a camera taped to a book, but obviously they're not doing the entire shoot in Bookland.
No.
And they tape it on. It takes 2 seconds to take off.
What's going on with that wig up there? What's in the?
That's a dog, probably.
That doesn't look like dog hair. That looks like fake hair.
I think that's the dog.
No, dude.
Maybe you're right.
I don't think it's a dog. Look at it. It's definitely not a dog.
I can hear it barking.
I like it. This is how you should shoot your Blackmagic Pocket.
Right. I mean, like this is. I think this is a perfect example of just not spending money on things you don't need because they got the shot. They didn't really need to do anything else. They're not trying to overcompensate for anything by putting a shit ton of their stuff on the camera. Like they didn't have any other thing and they didn't need anything.
And then, yeah, like I think we talked about this in the last one. This camera was the reason it was designed the way it was to shoot like an SLR with your hands like that. Otherwise, they would have made it a cube. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It really shoots you guys in the foot. With its design. You guys. The design of it doesn't condone good rigging.
I agree.
So it's this is great. Your little SLR, you shoot some stuff. Maybe it's a little shakier, but that's kind of it's the look. It's just it is what it is.
Oh, I didn't say everyone's names. Nicodem, that was the last one. Nicodem. And this one's Patrick C. I can't remember if it was Nicodem was is that a shooter or a boot? Oh, it was a boot.
Sorry.
Congrats anyway.
Yeah.
Patrick, I think this is definitely a shoot.
Yeah.
I think we're both agreeing that this is a shoot.
Yeah.
Look at all these shoots.
Yeah, it's great.
I know it's mostly John, but Sebastian.
Oh, baby. This one I like. I
think
a lot.
Clearly Sebastian didn't take this photo, in my opinion. This is
Yeah.
like something he pulled off the internet.
Yeah, it's got a low res and yeah.
It's a boot.
Yeah, it's
if we're being, if I want to be
AC
funny,
was like showed up with this and we weren't doing a jib shot.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. It's like I rigged the camera, boss. It's like, oh.
If I wanted to be funny, I'd make it a shoot.
But we have too many shoots.
We have too many shoots, so this has got to be a boot.
And this is a blatant boot. This is even worse than the other blue boots. So maybe like put it out of the page a little bit.
I'm gonna put it upside down
Because I don't want to make the other boots feel bad. Because yeah.
There, it's upside down.
Okay.
It's not even. I didn't even deserve it.
Yeah.
Who was that? Sebastian, you fucking asshole.
You're making fun of us. No, it's a good joke.
Funny.
It's a good joke.
Steve M.
Oh, I love these upside down batteries. Something about them just get me going. I hate them.
These are I've learned recently since the last time we made fun of these batteries. They're specifically made.
Yeah,
for this.
they are built. Yeah, but it still just seems.
And I hate it. I hate the idea of putting a battery
on the
as
bottom.
a part of the camera, under the camera, that you have to de-rig when you want to replace it.
Part of me is like, I mean, if you're shooting handheld the whole day, like if you're only using it in the capacity of handheld,
yeah,
I don't hate it as much because it just feels like shooting like on an old 60D with like the battery grip. Like I don't.
Well, I'm just criticizing the battery itself. I think in terms of form factor, this is fine. Yeah, it's great actually. It's
got a cool.
It's fantastic.
That looks like that's an FD lens. I think it's like maybe the Canon 20, which is like that fun lens that I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I would shoot on this. If this was handed to me, I would shoot on it.
What's in the background? Is that a vacuum?
I don't know, but I want to know more. That looks like a rainbow snake.
There's a little rainbow snake.
There's a little rainbow snake.
There's a vacuum of some kind.
There's a Swiffer. See Swiffer?
It's Swiffer. It's okay. Who is this? Steve, I'm questioning your choice of how you store your Swiffer.
Yeah.
I've never met a person who before they Swiffer and then before they put it away, they flip it upside down and put it in the closet or put it against the wall. Imagine sweeping or you're like mopping and then you just flip it upside down. It seems strange. It makes me think that you're
your rig is shoot, your Swiffer is no bueno.
The Swiffer itself is. I question your choices.
Yeah,
I question your choices of your Swiffer, Steve. But I think your rig is a shoot.
Your shoot, woo!
We got more shoots. You're gonna be a great filmmaker and a horrible housekeeper.
There you go.
All right. We're almost on our last couple ones.
Wow, it flew by.
Torino. We've seen this one before.
Oh yes.
I felt like I had to.
So he reposted it.
I'm wondering if Torino or Torino just didn't watch the other one and reposted his rig.
That's funny.
So I'm a little offended.
Yeah, frankly.
But we did talk about this one, and we both had opinions on it.
Yeah.
So we've got this, what is it? Hydrodipped Cage.
Yeah. Which I disapprove of.
We got a Hydrodipped Cage, and Shae disapproves of it.
I think it's just stupid. There's like, what's the point? I don't know.
I see. This is the thing. Is I think it's unprofessional.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of like I personally hate it. I think that if you're going to show up on sets like this and you're going to take BTS of it, you might get a lot of clout from the video boy world. But if the people that you're trying to impress are above you in the film industry, they might look at that and be like, bleh. Even if it's
like me.
Exactly. But even if it's completely illogical, even if I understand why things are black and everything, I get it.
There's this. It's kind of this code of it is.
Yeah. This is how I describe it with people. Is like if you want to write a script and then you just write it in bullet point and you send it to everyone as a script, people won't take you seriously, even if it's the best story in the world.
100%.
Because it's the format of the script. It's the format of
people.
film.
If they open it up and it's not in proper scripting format, they won't even look at it. They'll throw it in the garbage.
Same thing as like when you have your resume and you have spelling errors in it, people just throw it in the garbage. It doesn't matter if you have the greatest resume ever. It's public. So I feel like this breaks those sort of those kind of unwritten rules within film. But personally, I kind of dig it.
I mean, it's well done.
I kind of dig. Yeah, it is. It's well done. The color scheme is. I mean, some people might find it gaudy. I kind of dig it. I dig it. I genuinely dig it. The things
I immensely dislike it. I think it's stupid.
I think I'm making myself look stupid by liking it, but I like it.
I imagine a day where like, we're gonna shoot some car rig stuff, and then you see this giant multicolored reflection on your actor's face in the car
yeah,
window.
see, that's the thing is mostly for reflections.
Reflections.
See, this is another thing is I think people when they hear reflections, they imagine light bouncing off of this and like,
which it would potentially subtly if you're really close to an actor, but like that's
it's
way
not going to create that kind of
quite,
cast. It's more like if you're trying to. If you're shooting something
through
and
window,
there's like you're shooting through the window, or you got some like I don't know, there could be something shiny in the shot, and you don't notice it till post, and you're like, oh, there's a bright orange bit in the shot.
Glowy. It's just not like, and if light's hitting it directly, it will glow some bounce. Like it's just there's a reason cameras come black, generally speaking.
They're also assaulting this HDMI cable.
Yeah,
we covered that in the last one.
Yeah, that's the thick boy.
So is this? So we rated this one. I think it was kind of middle of the road.
I would boot it personally.
You would boot it. The only reason
we need more boots. 2, it's gaudy, and 3, like the top handle looks kind of close to the battery, and
I don't know, man. Listen, let me tell you why I think it's a shoot. I think the top handle is. I know it's close to the battery,
and the center of gravity seems slightly off.
Just wait. Just listen to me. I think this is a shoot. Let's ignore the colored thing.
Okay.
Personally, I think that does affect the way people see you on set. Even if you post photos of it, I think it will affect this guy's career if he's posting photos of it. Genuinely.
100%. Yeah.
Some people might find it really dope, and then he'll attract those kinds of people, and then he'll work with those people, and that's cool. But there's people who won't like it. But functionally, I think the battery's on hinges. You can access the monitor. He's got a separate monitor here. The handle is in a good place where it's well weighted. It's got the camera weight here. It's got the battery weight there. I'm not a fan of these handles.
Yeah.
But there's and I don't know where the fizz is running. I don't see it on here, so I'm just gonna assume that there's an AC. I'm gonna assume that.
There's no wireless focus. Wireless.
Oh, there is no wireless video. You're right. That's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe.
And
he's holding it with one hand, and he has the fizz in the other hand, and he's
next level.
He's got a buff one arm, and then he's fizzing with the other arm.
Yeah.
I like you. Maybe he holds it against his face so he can get traction, so he can spin it.
Maybe. I still think it's a shoot. I think it's a shoot. I don't like the double handles. I hate any rig that's like that you hold in front of you, like a dead
that,
baby.
Yeah.
We already kind of covered that. But I think but you could use like the way the batteries and stuff are positioned. Actually, you couldn't push that against your chest because it's on a hinge. So
I don't know if it is on a hinge.
I see the hinge right there.
No,
look, you can see it come up on those two little boys. That looks like a flat piece of metal. I think it's hinged, and you can see like ratchet there. It's separate from that clamp.
Well,
I think it's good, man. I think it's not that bad. I think you're hating on it because of the color and the thick HDMI, but I think ultimately, if someone handed me this thing,
you're
I
right.
would shoot
You're
with
right.
it. I think it's functional.
Okay. We'll give Hummer Gaudy Boy a break.
That's a shoot. Who submitted that? Torino E. Even though you didn't, even though you didn't watch my last video,
probably. We don't know that.
Assume
maybe he just
wanted both. You wanted it in both.
Yeah. He wanted to be double humiliated.
That's a little greedy of you, Torino.
Yeah, it's a kink shame.
Well, he got shoot. It wasn't that humiliating.
No, but last time we chat on it,
we did.
Yeah. This one's interesting.
I'm still into the dipped. I'm still into the hydrodipped. I could honestly see myself getting something like that, just a little bit. Listen, wait. Let's not move on yet. Here's what I'm.
I want to hear. I want to know.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me what you're thinking, Michael Manus.
I guess as I think about it, it doesn't make sense. I don't think it's that bad. I personally wouldn't do it. I think it's a bad look. I think it's functionally, it hinders your production. It doesn't aid you to make the film.
Yeah.
I do think it looks cool.
To each their own. And that's kind of my thing is like, if you want to do it, I think it's stupid. And like, and if you want to do it, if you want to look like an idiot, go ahead.
That's a little harsh. But
that is a little harsh. No, but
you're stupid. Nobody loves you.
No, if you want to do it to your cage and you're doing kind of jobs. It's funny because the guy I harped on about this previously had a retaliation post. He posted and it was like, to all you jackasses that said I'd have issues and have reflections. In
this was the other painted one.
Yeah, after like a week.
I feel like you can't like that one because of the.
No, I just don't. I just don't like it. I think it's stupid.
You can't like it because of the argument you had.
I don't know. I look at things.
Go back.
maybe it's because I'm a busy filmmaker. Like I'm on a lot of shoots. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
You're very good.
Things are busy.
You're very great.
You know, I'm working a lot. It just seems like such an arbitrary waste of time.
Department.
In the crafty department, yeah. It's just such a waste of time. Like I would never.
I 100% agree.
There's other things that I would
spend
spend my time on, like label making all my equipment so that it's all labeled and organized. Like that's just a more valuable. Like with the time that I have, it's just like, what am I achieving really? And it kind of looks like garb. Like and then you like have to worry about it. You have to think about it on shoots.
Right.
You're like, oh, am I in the reflection? We need to get some dew. We need to cover me. It's just like, why not just be?
Listen, I'm telling you, I 100% agree with you. Yeah. I wouldn't do it functionally.
I'm more
I would
purist, though.
I think this is the thing. People are gonna react the way that Shae is reacting right now. I don't think Shae's being ridiculous in the way that I don't think that's an unfair opinion. That's a totally fair opinion. Yeah. I just think personally, I would judge it a little less because I do think it looks a little cool, but I agree with everything you're saying. I would still also judge them thinking, I would be like, that person probably has less of an idea of what what's going on. They don't really know what's going on right now.
Totally.
I would have a little less faith in them. They might have to I'd have to shoot with them a bit more to like rebuild that faith. But it's definitely a notch below in terms of like my.
It's just like a make
respect
work.
Notch.
It's making more work for yourself.
Yeah.
In the long run, you got to paint it, and like Mr. Buddy Two Shoes came in so proud. It didn't, after 3 weeks of shooting 3 commercials, it didn't chip. It didn't reflections. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. Right. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna chip. Like I have a small rig cage for my Sony A6300 that's like was on my A6000 before that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had for like 4 years. It's been in fucking Tajikistan and like all over the place, and used it a ton. Yeah. And it's scratched and chipped the fuck up, and that's just the base coat.
And that's the standard paint. That's probably a lot stronger than whatever you can do yourself.
Like it's gonna scratch up.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like it's gonna start chipping eventually. Like it's gonna happen.
It's true.
So
it's true.
So it's I don't know. It just seems like a giant colossal waste of time for like really minimal gain.
That is a 100% fair opinion.
Yeah. Aesthetically, if it's your cup of tea, great, but it's just a waste of time.
I don't think cameras should be about aesthetics at all.
No,
you can add little bits of
what
flavor.
What you're making should be about aesthetics. You should care more about like it just seems such this like arbitrary waste of time. Like it's
right. The camera needs to be as functional as possible, and it takes down its
functionality.
Yeah. I agree. Bottom line, I think it's an ultimately it's a negative to your. It's a detriment to your career. Like ultimately,
to be harsh, but yes.
But it's still a shoot, so
yeah, it still shoots. Yeah.
All right, so this is the next one, and this one, there's a few things here. One, I like and hate that he has the zoom on the handle.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, I haven't tried it. I know this is the V1 of that lens. I feel like it would be a little stiffer, and it might have trouble.
I have that exact
kind of
same
situation.
lens. It kind of just, and then you got all the weight at the front too. I don't know
that's
how
what I'm
well
thinking. It would do. It would probably work, but I don't think that's good for your lens.
Yeah, like a 70-200 where it's compound, like it's all the whole lens. It doesn't telescope in and out in the front would probably do better because and you could put a mount backs on there. Like if you are like a 70-200 or like one of the I think the Canon has like a 28-300 that's like all built in. I think that would be great, but like
I don't know. I feel like that might not be that good for your lens, but I don't know. I'd be interested in
seeing what the results. So that's not an immediate. That's not an immediate sin.
I think they need to tape this because they're using 4x4. They got the tilted matte box, and they're using 4x4 filters in the 456.
Yeah.
So, or is that the tilted matte box? I don't think
that looks like it is. Yeah. No, it does.
It is. It definitely is. Yeah. But I would maybe put some tape on the sides here. You can even see the sun coming directly through. Like if you look in that crack, you can see it's coming from this way. So I would tape off the sides there.
Yeah. And then like the shitty thing too is like I guarantee you with that lens, because I've done this exact same thing. Granted, I don't know if this is the 4K or the 6K, so it actually might not be bad. But I tried to put a 4x4 in that tilt-a-matte box just out of curiosity, and it didn't cover the whole wide end of the lens
just because it was too far from the...
But granted, I was on full frame, so this could be fine. Who knows?
Right.
Anyway,
I think they should power this. This should be powered by the V mount. You got a V mount. Why not? Why not do that? But again, I think this is a shoot. I like, even though this this is attached.
The shoulder pad. That's
shit! I didn't even think about that. You could easily flip that. I don't know.
But again, that implied like you're gonna have to change something to make it shootable. To
I
me,
agree.
that would kill me because I would immediately flip
I agree.
it.
It's a boot for that.
It's gotta be
because
a boot.
because of the weight. It's a boot. But if you flip that and got that monitor a little further, it would be a shoot, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's very close to a shoot, but it's just that
it's very, very close.
The top handle could be a little taller too.
Well, he mentioned it's on a rosette. Like it's just like rosette, kind of same deal as the Alexandru Don situation. So it's kind of janky, but it's functional, and it's a bit too close to the lens though.
I don't really like the rosette situation.
No,
especially if it's janky, because like you're holding your whole rig by like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I
agree, but I don't think that doesn't hurt me as much as the weight though.
Yeah, that's true for shooting experience because it looks like it's gonna be shoulder.
This is unfortunately a boot. It was very, very close to being a shoot. Who's that from? Will J. Will, you were the last rig. This is the standing of our shoot and boots. Thank you everybody for sending in your beautiful camera rigs. We need more cheering, more rap horn for all you beautiful people. How much of this should we do before everyone feels congratulated by their rig?
I want to keep hearing this. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Yeah, more.
Oh, whoops! I hit the music. All right, thank you everybody. Yeah, that's it. That's our standing. Thanks everybody for submitting your rigs. Like, just to kind of recap what happened after the last time. Like everybody, I'm blown away by the response it got. I thought it would get a lot more hate. Genuinely, I thought people would be more 100%. Offended about be a bit more, take it a bit more personally about the fact that we're talking specifically about Blackmagic Rigs.
Good on you guys. Good on. You guys did amazing.
Well, I just appreciate that everyone saw it for what it was. Like it wasn't. There was no. I don't think there was any ill intention in this entire thing. It was all meant. It was meant to be educational and entertaining at the same time. I think a lot of people were entertained, and I really appreciate everyone who said like really nice things. All the people who submitted rigs and wanted to be a part of it. And the second one, all the people that subscribed. Like it's just. I mean, I know it sounds stupid. But this is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and it was very vindicating. And this is like the kind of content that I want to be doing. Like it's just a huge thank you, just from me personally, and from Shae. Shae's really enjoyed this, I'm sure.
It's been a blast.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and continue watching. Because up next we've got an interview from Alexandru Don.
I'm looking forward to this part.
And
this is the part I was waiting for.
Alexandru Don is, just for a fresh little recap. What do we got next? Oh, whoops, that's really loud. This is a clip from the previous podcast. Oh, this is this one is legendary. So this is a clip from the previous podcast, and this is what we really ripped on Alexandru Don. And Alexandru, like just as another recap, was for me personally the guy that kind of started the shitty Blackmagic Rigs thing. Yeah. I know that it was kind of a thing within our friend group for a while, but to me, this solidified my love for the shitty Blackmagics. And he has this insane rig. Let's just mute it for a sec. We can just like look at the rig. And we ripped on him pretty hard. We spent 5 minutes just like shitty Blackmagic Rigs. Like this guy is the god of shitty Blackmagic Rigs. Like this guy, he is the god of shitty Blackmagic Rigs.
100%.
And here's the dubstep.
Curb your enthusiasm again.
Oh my god. Oh, and the wink.
Ooh, the wink.
Like, see this piece of shit? This fucking garbage? Not for me.
Not for me.
Well, anyway, so that's basically it. We ripped pretty hard, and if you want to see that clip, it's just there's a highlight on my channel. It's called "The God of Terrible BMPCC Rigs." That said, after the podcast, someone sent that to him. Maybe he saw my story. I can't really remember, and he thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
And he messaged me.
Sport.
Yeah, exactly. He messaged me on Instagram. Just watched it. It was really funny. And then immediately we set up an interview for the next episode, which is this episode. So right now, we're going to watch that interview with Alexandru Don. He's going to break down the rig. We're going to talk a little bit about his philosophies on filmmaking, and then we're going to get into a game which we played, which was a lot of fun. So it was very exciting. Let's see, is there anything else I need to say before we play the interview? Quick interview with Alexandru Don. We quizzed him about on-set slang, which is interesting because he's from I'm bombing it. I can't remember where he's from, but he's not from here. So the slang is very, very different. So I did a little quiz on that. So let's check it out. We're going to play that video right now. Enjoy the interview with Alexandru Don. Quick interjection from future editing Michael. I had to cut the Alexandru Don interview due to time. If you want to see the full thing, it's up on my YouTube channel right now in its entirety. But for now, let's play a game with Alexandru Don where we quiz him on some filmmaking slang. And you can play along at home. Back to the podcast. Hey, Alexandru, good to meet you finally. Can you hear me? Good to go?
Yeah, I'm recording in my end, so
beautiful. Fantastic. So just for everyone watching right now, for reference, Alexandru Don he had made this infamously, I guess, very cool looking but very dysfunctional Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera rig that I still treasure. And we spent a little time in the last podcast kind of ripping on him not ripping on him, but ripping on his gear. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the rig first, and then I'll get some questions about you. So tell me a little bit about that camera rig and why you built it, the way you built it.
Okay, so basically the camera rig was meant to be functional in the first place, and honestly it didn't work as planned because I wanted to like build it in a way that also looks cool but works, and it ended up only looking cool.
Right. But that's half the battle.
Yeah, exactly. To a point that some people thought it looks pretty cool and liked the post a lot. And probably I kind of fell into the trap of the Instagram algorithm and Instagram bullshit that's happening. Like, I don't know what's going on because I've seen a lot of normal content that's not special that was booming on Instagram. And I thought, why not try this and see if it works? And I saw that it actually works to post like normal stuff, basic stuff with your rig in the hands, just moving slowly, not doing anything creative or anything like that. And my views kind of went up, my followers went up, and I kind of went into that trap of like posting bullshit and getting, I don't know, a lot of followers from that. But I'm not really proud of that because, like, to be honest, most of the stuff that I'm posting is not really relatable with what I work and my actual skills. And it's really funny because, like, I was really waiting for someone to realize how bad my Blackmagic rig was, and you were like the one that finally saw it and put it out there, and it was like really funny because I was like kind of waiting for it. My girlfriend actually told me, don't post the video that you laughed at with me like putting my head down, because it was meant for TikTok. You know, TikTok videos are a little bit more silly, not really that high quality and all that. And I thought like, let's post it on Instagram too. But my girlfriend said, don't post it. You're going to be like, and I ended up posting it, and you made such a fun of it, and it was like really, really funny. We were both laughing at the video really hard.
Oh man, that's so funny that there was, your girlfriend was trying to talk you out of it before posting it. That makes it so much better. That is so funny. I love that. And I appreciate that you came on to the podcast today to talk about it. Despite all that, I'm glad you find it funny. I appreciate you taking the time to talk. I think we're going to shift tones a little bit now. I've got some multiple choice questions. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be goofy. It'll be also very quick because I know that you're super busy right now in these COVID times, as am I. Clearly, chilling out in my PJs. So when you're ready, here we go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Welcome to Sounds Like Mike. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Sounds Like Mike edition. I didn't come up with a clever name for that. I thought I'd just make it up on the spot, and it didn't really work out that well. Either way, the game is starting. Basically, today I'm going to test your knowledge of on-set lingo, so basically slang. So I understand that it might not be the same where you are. It's probably going to be a lot different where you are. But I've got a list here of questions and some multiple choice answers that will test your knowledge of on-set slang. So, should be fun. And if you're ready, then we will get started right now.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so the first question for Alexandru. What is A fernie. A fernie is A, a person that deals with furniture, B, a furniture blanket, or C, a person that pretends to be furniture because hiring a film school grad is cheaper than renting props.
I'll go for
You can hear
B.
the answers again if you want. B. Okay. You answered B. And the answer is... Yay, it's B. Furniture blanket. Beautiful.
Damn.
You're on a roll. First question, you got it down. Second question. What is a jelly roll? A jelly roll is A, a roll of extremely clear, transparent tape. B, a type of pillow made by rolling up a furniture blanket. Or C, the most out of shape person on set, usually the sound guy.
Those are really funny, man. I will go with A. I'm not sure if it's correct, but...
All right, what is a jelly roll? You answered A, a roll of extremely clear, transparent tape, and the answer is... Oh, buzzer didn't work. Nah, it's not A. It's a roll. It's a pillow made from rolling up a furniture blanket. Yeah. And next question. Let's see. 10-2 or 10-200 is code for A, I'm stepping away for a second, but I'll be right back. B, there's 10 minutes left until lunch. Or C, I'm going to take a shit. So the term is 10-2 or 10-200.
Holy damn. Okay, I will go with A.
A. So 10-2 or 10-200.
Yeah.
A, I'm stepping away for a second, but I'll be back, or I'll be right back, is wrong. The answer is C, I'm going to take a shit.
Seriously?
Yes, 10-2 or 10-200.
I didn't know.
Sometimes I say 10-2,000 or 10-2 million if it's like a really big one. So 10-2,000. Next question.
So is this like a real thing?
It is, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I heard the first time I heard it, I was on the set of Hell on Wheels, which is an AMC show, and they said it over the radio, and they told me to say it. 10-2. That's a good one.
Oh my god.
All right, next question.
So yeah, it kind of makes sense because it's a number 2, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 10-1 is also like going P for reference.
Okay.
The next question. To Hollywood something. So if someone says, go Hollywood that, to Hollywood something is to A, set it on fire, B, hold it in your hands, or C, start a Me Too controversy.
I didn't hear B really good.
All right, to Hollywood something is A, to set it on fire, B is hold it in your hands, and C is to start a Me Too controversy.
I would say C.
C.
I don't know.
All right, we'll see if you're right. To Hollywood something is... It is B, to hold it in your hands. So basically, if you're like, oh, go Hollywood that bounce, means you don't have time to set it up on a stand, you just hold it. Anyway, C was a funny answer though. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Oh man, I suck at this game. It's like since we're talking in a different language here, it's obviously different stuff, but it's, yeah.
That's funny. I knew it would be a problem. I thought it'd be a good opportunity for some good bits. So what is a stinger? A stinger is an extension cable, a burn that you get from touching a really hot light, or a person that follows the director around and announces the director's presence with a trumpet whenever they arrive on set. A stinger.
I would say option B.
Option B, a stinger. Is a stinger a burn that you get from touching a really hot light? It is not. It's A. It's an extension cable. I'm sorry, I made these two. I made them too believable. All right, next question. We're getting down to the wire. What is a floppy? A floppy is A, a rainproof bag specifically for large pieces of equipment. B, a black fabric frame with an attached piece of loose fabric meant for blocking light. Or C, A drug that actors take to prevent awkward erections during sex scenes. A floppy.
This one I know, it's B.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. That's right. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, all right, what does AKS stand for? A, awkward kissing scene. B, asshole kid on set. Or C, all kinds of shit. That's AKS.
I will go for A, but I'm thinking about B. But okay, I'm gonna go for A, even though I'm thinking it's B.
All right, what does AKS stand for? You chose A. It is not A. It's all kinds of shit. So you'd have an AKS bag, or you might have an AKS case, something like that. All kinds of shit.
Okay.
Kind of a goofy one.
All right.
Not one that get used too often. And then
AKS.
we are on the third last question here. You're doing pretty good. What is pretty good for
Not really.
You got 2 right. So pretty good. What is a splinter crew? A, the behind the scenes crew on a film set. B, a smaller crew separate from the main crew that films scenes that require less crew than normal. Or C, a group of human-sized rodents that practice martial arts.
Damn. I'll go for B on this one.
B. What is a splinter crew? A smaller crew separate from the main crew? That is correct. Woo! That is correct. Splinter crew, smaller crew. Next question. Second last question. What does the sound guy say when they start recording sound? A, sound. B, speeding. Or C, they don't say anything. They just stare intensely in your direction until everyone knows sound is rolling. Eventually, everyone except for you and the person you're talking to will notice. Silence will fall over the set, except for the extremely loud conversation you're having with the grip about how terrible Crafty is, only to be cut off by three different people shouting quiet on set, followed by a quieter but equally powerful shut the fuck up. You then slump down behind the camera cart and cry.
I don't know. I would go for option C because this is usually what happens on our set. Because
C is not the official answer, but that happens.
Yeah,
that does happen quite often. So I'm gonna give that to you 100%. All right, and then we have the final question, and it's the most important question of them all. What is the best camera ever made? A, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera. B, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera. Or C, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera.
Oh, this one is a hard one.
I have a feeling this might conflict with your Sony affiliations.
Yeah. I would go for option B.
B, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera. Hey, you're right. It's B. Woo! That's all the questions I got. You did pretty dang good. I wasn't exactly keeping track, but I think you got 4. 3.
3 or 4, yeah. If you don't count the last one, yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate you being a good sport about everything. You do great work, obviously.
Thank you so much.
Where do you want people to go to see your stuff? I'm assuming your Instagram. What do you want people to see of yours?
Actually, I want people to see my work at least one time. So if they can go on my Vimeo page at vimeo.com/Alexandru Don, and they can go and see exactly what I do there. And that is like my main work, and Instagram and YouTube is basically something that I do just for fun. And I'm not really investing that much.
Right. Gotcha. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
It was like really funny, and I love the game. I felt like in those shows you want to be a billionaire, but this one would be you want to be a filmmaker. And I obviously failed, so
I don't know if you're a millionaire, but you are a great cinematographer. And you are a really good guy.
Thanks so much.
I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. You great fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you too, man.
All right. A huge thank you to Alexandru Don for being on the show.
Amazing. That was the best interview I've ever seen.
Tell me more.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I loved how he was talking and how he was
right.
how he was being
saying
interviewed
things.
and saying things. It was great.
Yeah. We actually didn't watch the interview because it's not cut yet, so Shae hasn't seen it, but you have.
Yeah. You guys get to see it first. So
yeah, it's very exciting.
I believe that it's good. I have faith. So
it is good. It's a little awkward at parts because of the lag, but I'll probably edit.
Yeah,
all
I noticed
that
that when I didn't watch it.
That's gonna be cut. Normally the podcast isn't cut, but it is. Anyway, that's the show. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks for your hand is right in front of my face, but that's okay. Thank you for watching. Thanks for everybody for subscribing. Thanks for everyone for submitting your rigs. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys have to say about this next one. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Filmmiker. Follow Shae at StickboyReturns on both Twitter and Instagram. And in the next episode, coming up on the future of this channel and the show, we're gonna have Grant Cooper. He's local director of photography, Alexa Mini LF owner. He also owns this Ronin 2 that I kind of rented from him, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see when that happens because he's a super busy guy and he's prepping for a big shoot right now. But we're gonna try and get him on. Got a bunch of other cool guests lined up. We're gonna play some fun games. We're gonna make it super entertaining and really stupid and semi-educational as always. And and also I've got a very unsatisfying camera rigging ASMR video, not a podcast. But that's coming out. I've already cut it. I just got to do the audio on it, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's pretty funny. I think it's genuinely good. So I'm really excited about showing everybody that. Anyway, make sure you all subscribe, turn on the fucking bell and shit, and
turn on that bell.
Turn on the bell.
Turn it on.
Ring my bell, ding dong ding, ding 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 ding. Is that annoying yet? Thanks everyone for submitting. If I could just not rank them, if I could just do this all over again, they would all be shoots. There would be no boot. We would just look at them and be like, shoot.
Easily shoot.
Anyways,
it is what it is.
Everyone, you've been sick. Shae, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys like the video. I don't know. We'll see. That was a stupid thing to say.
All right. Well, let's just end the podcast. Shea Paterson, food critic, or no, wait, you're not a food critic. You're famous crafty person.
I'm a famous crafty person.
What do you have in the world of crafty? What's new? What innovations are being made in the world of crafty?
Crackers made out of fruit. It's
crackers made out of fruit.
Fruitful crackers is what they're called.
So they're dried crackers.
They're dried fruit that are so stiff and salty that they're almost like crackers. It's pretty.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, everybody. Everyone's gonna be seeing. Oh, and solid LaCroix.
Yeah, solid
LaCroix.
LaCroix.
You no longer have to drink it. You can put it in your pocket wherever you want on set, and you pull it out and you take a bite.
Yep. It has the sensation of LaCroix.
Yeah, and it tastes like nothing. It tastes vaguely of a fruit.
Yeah, vaguely. It tastes like a burp.
But it's solid. It's like tofu.
Yeah, it's like tofu.
It's actually
LaCroix.
just tofu.
It's flavored tofu.
Yeah,
is what it is.
All right. Well, thanks everyone again for submitting your rigs. We'll chat. We'll hit you up in the next episode of Sounds Like Mike.
Woo.
See ya.
I don't know what to do. That was good. That was fun.
That was good.